New York City, where my probable future was about to change. Hi, Mom.
What do you think you'll do?
Are you overthinking things again?
I'm a political psychologist. Overthinking or thinking in different perspectives is what I do.
It had a real strong emotional and human compassion core that I thought really worked for the piece, and it had a very naturalistic feel based around sort of the fear of obviously climate change, but I thought it sort of reflected sort of a societal pressure and feel for certain groups of people when you already believe that the government writ large is not engaged in helping you, or is not you don't feel like the government or the big picture societal construct is useful for you. There were a lot of black people as main characters in this piece, different minorities in general. Even though I don't think that was the main core of the piece, I thought it sort of reflected an emotional feel of feeling like you're not in control, and that if things go bad, that there might not be a structure there in place for you or people like you. And I thought that climate change is an idea that encompasses all human beings, that really reflects a sort of a pressure and a feeling of anxiety that maybe not all people always feel in the day to day, but certain demographics do feel in the day to day. And I feel like that feeling is projected towards everyone in the context of climate change. And I thought that the piece was trying to capture that with the types of characters it was centering, and in the emotional core that was at the heart of it. So I ended up thinking it was well done, well acted. The editing was quite smooth, and obviously contributed to the stylistic approach of the film. And I thought that it had a diverse approach to its emotional ideas that made it an interesting understanding and sort of interrogation of how you are approaching sort of what at least appears to be a looming apocalyptic event in terms of climate change. So I thought it was well done overall, and I enjoyed it for those reasons.
This is a provocative short. I love the writing, very poetic. In addition to sharp, pointed dialogue, it was very dramatic in imagery of an apocalyptic future with a sci-fi feel. Very revealing psychological interviews on split screens, and the voiceovers were well performed. The sound design was fabulous, as were the varied musical choices. I also appreciated the talented dancers, awesome choreography, and striking cinematography. This was also a brilliant political piece in its focus about climate change and the dangers of extremism.
It felt like a glimpse into the future of where we're heading in terms of climate change and sort of the ignorance surrounding that, and the lack of action. I thought the editing in this was really amazing. Just the urgency that it caused in this film, and it was very interesting editing. We had like the blocks of three views that they used a lot. We had three major characters in this that they utilized with those three screens. I thought the interpretive dance sections of this film were interesting. And the question, are you a bird or a fish? Sort of, are you going to go with the agenda? Are you going to go with change and be a bird, or are you going to stay a fish and stand your ground? So I thought this was a really interesting film, and hopefully our world doesn't go this way, but I mean, it is becoming more and more likely, which is kind of scary. So yeah, I thought this was a really cool sort of dystopian, apocalyptic future film.
I also really did enjoy that dystopian environment that they created, because it also works as a very good cautionary tale that basically tells you if we don't get our act together, this is going to be our future. I also like how it delves a bit more into politics as well, where even with the earth in shambles, even with the world falling apart, someone will find a way to take advantage of the situation, all a way to keep or maintain power. It's very, very sad when you think of it that way.
I love the dramatic twist of this film. It is a political approach that has very interesting touches to ideologies, the whole chaos behind it, the crisis situation they are referring to as part of the whole thing. She touches on the love of guns, and then we have this visitor from apparently the future. It is very interesting to see the footage of natural disasters, huge natural disasters, combined with dancers, very talented, in urban sceneries that give this sort of smooth transitions where we are dealing with a very awful, heavy topic, but then we have these beautiful dancers. It's just mixed feelings all through the film. And then we have this goodbye hug that gives this a beautiful human touch of what it entails whenever the decisions of government are impacting us on a daily basis, and how some decisions that are very hard have to be made, and the impact on the individuals and their emotions and their relationships.
This had some incredibly beautiful cinematography. They did so well with that. And all of their actors, very believable, right on the money. Everybody was genuine. And I appreciated that. I liked the story of where it was going. And I think that it was really, really impactful with what they were doing. I liked the fact that it was very Black Mirror-esque. It was like, if we're not careful, we could be right here in 15 minutes. And I think that they were really spot on.
It combines like poetry, dance, dramatic narrative, elliptical editing, literally everything. It's so amazing to see such a variety and precision and skill on display. And its depiction of the environmental apocalypse felt terrifying. But it was also kind of full of graceful moments that remind you of the value and the strength of humanity. But at the same time, it also kind of seems to stretch into the far future, at least, when you have really kind of alien visitors trying to figure out what happened to us, which gives it this sort of galactic scope, which is really interesting. And then there's a way that it kind of roots the climate collapse in the prevalence of extremist authoritarian ideologies, and kind of seeks to understand why we would end up destroying ourselves. So it's full of insight and does of beauty and just really